I am severely disappointed.
In?
See, after the last time we did the anime 10 questions, I was like, Rayron's still the top anime, which is interesting. And I was like, you know what? That would make for an interesting topic. And I was already thinking in my head, we do an episode during the break between the mid-season and the end of season. And what do I see while scrolling YouTube except Trash Taste literally putting that exact topic out on their YouTube channel? Like yesterday. Like literally yesterday.
Too slow.
Fuck shit. Just needed to wait 2 weeks. We were too slow. I'm still gonna do it, but now it's gonna click copy them. You are listening to the anyanimepodcast. Let's go ahead and get started. Remember, boys, this is a family-friendly podcast. So middle fingers up.
That's right.
Keep them stiff. And remember, it means, I forget, good luck?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it means thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the AAP.
That's right, Kevin.
And Tanner, musically speaking, people think that we're some sort of group, and they think the AAP stands for what do they think that it stands for, Tanner?
Oh, what do they think it stands for? Oh, of course. Well, I don't know how you ruin what I have every time. I've got something ready in the head, and then you come in with some sort of preamble, and suddenly now I'm like, shit. What I'm gonna say is gonna make no sense. That's okay, Kevin.
Just do it on the fly. Just do it. I'll even give you
because I didn't think
accordion.
We were. I didn't think we were a musical group, Kevin.
No,
I thought we were more. I thought we were more of a sporting kind of guys. Some might say an advanced archery program.
I remember when we first started doing this bit, I asked you if you prepare these beforehand. You were like, no.
I do now.
And now you've changed. I thought you were a theater kid. Turns out you were just doing it as an elective.
I've never taken a theater class.
I also believe that. That's fair. Art class is also theater class, let's be real. With all the weirdos that are in there.
College for art, though. I took 4 years of that shit.
Yeah, and you were all weird.
Some of us were weird.
You were all weird. Every single one of you, that's right. Sweeping generalizations, left and right.
That's right.
Boys, if this were a band, I would be the accordion. And that's not just because I'm Mexican.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go more in like a polka direction, maybe?
No. I have no polka roots, unfortunately. If we were a band, Mr. Cade over there, why, he would be the keytar. Say hi, keytar.
Hey.
Yep.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You're supposed to whip out your keytar.
Dude, I'm barely here, man. I'm sick. Like, I think the stress of all this like moving and getting prepared for it, dude, is just like lowered my immune system. So, yeah.
Unfortunate.
That's real stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
real
yeah,
stuff.
Well, hopefully the sound of your guitar can soothe you back to health.
And I wish I had a guitar. That'd be fun.
You know what? Obviously, you're going to be playing your guitar all the way on that 12-hour drive. Just how do guitars sound?
I like that.
I don't know. Tanner, if we were a band, well, you would be a euphonium. That's right.
Really?
Yeah, for real. 100%. There would be no sound, but there'd be lots of euphonium. We'd be the world's first accordion guitar euphonium combo.
That'd be kind of insane to see, not gonna lie.
I think so too. Taylor Swift better watch out. We're coming for number 1.
Bro, but what would our band name be?
That would be a advanced archery program.
Somehow that actually is perfectly fitting for for an accordion guitar euphonium combo.
I think so too. It's another week, another podcast, another mid-season review. This week's anime, we have An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride, Girls Band Cry, and due to the absence of a certain Spakangle, we will move the Spice and Wolf conversation next week because he is graduating and he's too busy to spend that wondrous occasion with us. So, hands off to Angel. He's having a blast, I'm sure.
I don't know.
And I don't know. But we will save the Spice Wolf talk for next time. So, boys, why don't we go ahead, start this discussion off with the lowest rank anime.
That's right.
Of these two, An Archdemon's Dilemma. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw a clip online before we started watching, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll like this show. Before we get into my opinions, though, let's talk about what exactly even happens in these 3 episodes.
Slavery.
It's slavery's coming back in a major way.
They've been saying that for a while now.
Oh my god.
Oh, word.
Or at least on the forums that I've been looking at.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, real talk though, like I feel like slavery has been in every season of anime for the last couple of years, where before I feel like it.
What was last season?
I swear there was one last season.
The Chain Demon.
Chain Soldier. That's slavery.
I wasn't even thinking of that one. I was thinking of the angel that chained the demon.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah. That one's less adjacent and more perpendicular. That's going straight through the slavery line. Yeah, Mushoku Tensei popped off, redo of Healer. Say what you will about our opinion, the show's opinion about redo of Healer. I mean, there are some major fans of that show. I feel like it just becomes a topic in more anime nowadays. And it is a topic in this one. So episode 1 starts off with the introduction of Zagan and Nephilia, also known as Nephi, where he buys her at an estate sale.
Why does he buy her?
Why does he buy her? Well, we don't really know.
Because he's in love.
That's right, Cade.
Who knows what his intentions are? Is it love if you buy her? I don't know.
As opposed to just watching her from afar, as she's like, well, I'm not gonna go into the other possibilities.
Of which
They
there
do
are a lot of
mention
them.
the possibilities.
They do mention the possibilities. I for one though will not be mentioning them on this podcast. That's a little too graphic for me.
It is. And so, she moves in. Episode 2, that's basically all of episode 1. Episode 2, is that when they go into town?
Yeah.
The 2 and 3 kind of jumbled together for me, so I'm kind of.
It's fair enough.
So they start to get a little closer. She's like, they do the whole clothes shopping bit where they're
yeah.
where fucking that like winged lady is incredibly horny.
Oh, yeah.
She's just like, the scampiest outfit, please. Yeah, they go into town, they hang out, she buys her a new outfit. They get closer together, some ear blush, a lot of ear blushing in this one.
There is a lot of ears.
Feeding each other.
Mm-hmm. And it was a cute episode, wholesome, you could say. And episode 3 is where I think you could firmly say plot is being introduced. You have the church knight, or whatever they call him, the archbishop knight, who approaches Zagon's estate, tries to aid and abet him by pretending to kill him, which unleashes an unknown hidden side to Nephi, which I like to call Yonder Elf. Yonder Elf. So funny, Tanner's joking. And and she reveals she has some like mysticism powers, I think they refer to it as.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically how that ends, right? They're just like, that's cool. And she's like, I'm cursed. And he's like, that's still cool though. That's still cool. And that's how that episode ends. The boys
still cool.
How did you internalize the events of the 3 episodes we watched?
Surprisingly wholesome.
Surprisingly, it has its moments for sure.
For sure.
I like how Zagan. He doesn't give a shit about like half the bad things that happen. He's like, oh, you got saved because of what I did? Weird. Oh well.
Like, I don't even remember. Yeah, he's definitely being portrayed as a misunderstood protagonist, right? He's got this power, he has a brooding face, he doesn't smile, but he does, quote unquote, good things, right? And so he scares normal people until they, I guess, get a chance to catch their breath, and then they are appreciative of him after the fact. Yeah, it's a lot of like, he's lonely, but he doesn't know it until Nephi comes into his life. It's a lot of that sort of build up there.
But he's got the other guy.
He's got Barbados.
Barbados, yeah.
Who's got the fucking like tired goth eyes and is only in. Oh,
he magically
doesn't sleep. Right. He's only in for like 2 minutes of the show, of episode 1.
I kind of enjoyed the weird dynamic between those two, though.
Yeah. Cade, what were your thoughts on an archdemon's dilemma?
I think it had its cute moments. I'm definitely a plot guy, right? And they, at the end of the third episode started getting into the plot a little bit. But it was actually the beginning of the third episode that interested me the most, and it was because the priest went after Zagon for no apparent reason, which makes me think that there's might be a little bit of a connection, between you know, uh, there's are there sorcerers or something that don't like him because like he's not like them? He doesn't like conduct torture experiments and experiments on people. Am I just making that up? I'm trying to remember.
Not. I think a lot of other sorcerers do. Maybe it's not that they don't like him, but they look down on him. Like, oh, he could be even more powerful if he
Okay.
kind of removes those shackles that he put on himself.
Well,
Yeah.
it's either it's either that there's a little bit of a conspiracy behind the scenes with like the church and some other group that doesn't like him, or they just for some reason decided to go after Zagon because they offer no proof as to why he's the one behind kidnapping. They're just like, but he's a sorcerer. That means he's evil. That means we should just kill him anyways.
That means he's evil regardless.
Yeah. So that interested me the most. But while it is cute and wholesome, it's not something that I would recommend to people, just because if you're looking for something cute and wholesome, there are other better ones out there. I wish they had given us more plot, up front. I feel like if they are going to add more plot down the line, they've just taken so long to do it that I'm not really interested in at this point,
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's just me. I think I'm done with it. But unless we pass
it. Well, here's the thing.
You will force my hand.
I want to know, Cade, how much did the Yandere elf move you?
Not at all.
See, when I watched it, I'm like, it's so Cade coded. This is exactly up Cade's alley.
I love a Yandere, right? That wasn't Yandere to me, though. That was just, I want to protect my master because he's nice to me. That's some like Raftalia shit,
Would agree.
And Raftalia isn't Yandere. She's just in love,
True. I think the distinction, though, is that we see Raftalia grow up and we see her kind of slowly develop into someone who kind of takes offense on behalf of Naofumi. And Nephi just kind of out of nowhere does it.
No, I think you're crazy.
It's kind of out of nowhere.
She's been blushing. She's had little ears popping.
For sure. But I mean, if I had a crush on someone and someone like stepped on their shoe on purpose or something, did a little like, I don't know if you ever played Mario 64 tennis, but like when you win the tournament as Luigi, Mario like steps and grinds on your shoe like a jealous brother. If someone did that to the person that I loved or had a crush, admired from afar, I wouldn't, fucking pile drive them into the ground. And, I'll back off maybe, but I don't know. I think there's something to be said about some Yandere tendencies. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was not that into the show. I really don't know what this show does particularly well. It has those cute moments, but they're fleeting. I feel like the plot is going to be fairly predictable. Either the priest is a sorcerer and he's just using the church to get rid of all the other sorcerers and using the church for experiments, I bet. Or the church as a whole is just evil. And either way, like, you can kind of see it coming a mile away.
Exactly.
The whole thing with Nephi just is not captivating enough for me to consider moving forward. That being said, I smiled here and there. It's not like I had a terrible time.
Would you recommend it to other people though?
Recommend it? Yeah, it's a hard word. Just
because I'm on the same mindset as you, but I would not recommend it. So
yeah, it is a like low rung C tier anime, I feel, and I think that's probably its ceiling, and that just keeps me from wanting to pass it. So my official vote for an Archdemon's Dilemma, no pass for Kevo. Mr. Cade,
no pass.
Mr. Tanner, how do you feel?
It was fine. I would pass it. This is the thing I've noticed. You guys have gotten way more like strict with what you pass. You've passed shit before.
It's true.
We really have. Yeah.
Now here's the thing.
We've become jaded.
I wouldn't go that far. I think I've just kind of have a sense now. We've watched so much anime. I kind of have a sense now of like most shows' ceilings, right?
Oh, but you've passed shit knowing it's shit.
Yes, it's true. We have.
That was in our old days. All right, we're new people now.
I would say
we've grown
Tanner,
old. We've got experience.
I agree, Tanner. You are correct. Here's the thing, though. I think this is our second season of strict AAP. This is our second season of like, we don't necessarily have like the mind energy to say where in C this should belong. You know what I mean?
Sure. I get what you mean. I'm not trying to be like, why did you guys not pass this show? It's just an observation.
You know what broke me, I think, the most? My Tiny Senpai. I think My Tiny Senpai broke me. I remember passing that show very tepidly and not feeling like it was worth it in the end after 9 more episodes, and being like, man, why did I do that? And I think from that was the catalyst for me to be like, you know what? I gotta be truer to my heart. If I don't think a show can pass even the C tier, why are we even talking about it? Now, there's nothing wrong with being a C tier anime, but I think we tend to pass shows that start as C tier, but have like B or A potential. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more what we're looking for in terms of this like level of mid. And this just doesn't have it for me. It's close. I think there's some good ingredients in this show. Just you don't exactly have Gordon Ramsay animating this. It is Brain Space, and I actually do like Brain Space quite a bit. They've done some classics. They've done some good ones. But this is not one of them for me. This is not one of those. So, Archdemon's Dilemma. I think we're good on the fail. We're good on the fail. Tanner,
Evan,
my boy.
Yes.
You are the guitar player here. You are the man with the mission to create sound in people's ears. Why don't you go ahead and give us your recollection of the first 3 episodes of Girls Band Cry?
Girls band cry. In a world. Wait, no.
Hey, this is not Honest Games trailers. You can't do that. Pretty sure that's copyright.
So basically, I'm not gonna remember any names here, but
Don't worry about it. I got you. All right.
all right.
Main girl. Nina.
That's right. She leaves home, moves from the country to Tokyo. Bam. And on the way, she's got a bunch of problems she encounters. She gets like, what is it? She doesn't get lost. Her phone dies, and she ends up getting to the rental agency or whatever too late, and she can't pick up the keys to her apartment. And so
she wakes up her poor fucking neighbors.
That's right. Oh, Mans comes out with a golf club ready to start swinging.
He's holding it like behind his back as if he wasn't intending to kill.
Yeah, right. And then, so what is it? Just she sees like a post or something from she goes to somewhere just like in defeat, and she gets her phone charging, and then she sees like a post from I don't know if I think it's from one of the members of a band that she really likes, saying like they're gonna have a street performance. And so she like rushes over there, coincidentally it's happening like pretty much right then. And she gets to see it. And then she like, goes up, she's like, "Oh, I'm a fan. Can you sign this?" And I don't remember the exact how it led up to this, but eventually the girl, do you remember her name, Kevin? And
Momoka.
She is like, "Oh, do you want to go eat something?" Right? And so they go somewhere. That's where the middle finger bit plays up. Oh, first they get chased off by another band.
Yes, I was about to say the most important part.
Yeah, so the other band shows up and they're like, "Oh, this is our turf," right? She's like, "I don't see your name on it." They like run away, and then the other band starts chasing them from across the street. Momoka, she flips them off. And then Nina's like, "What does that mean?" And Momoka says it means thank you. So then they go eat somewhere, right? And when they leave, Nina flips off the people behind the counter.
Who come back later.
Who what?
Who come back later in episode 3.
Yes. But then what is it? Nina ends up staying at Momoka's place for the night. She gets her keys. And Momoko's saying she wanted to quit music, right? She's done with that. She's going to move away from Tokyo.
Correct.
But then, and like this is like the morning when Nina wakes up, Momoka's she's gone, but she left behind her guitar signed. And Nina's like, "In a way." So she goes after her, classic anime fashion, runs after. She sees the band performing, the one that chased them off earlier, and she's like, "Momoka, stop being a bitch."
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, it's a sudden, it's a Disney show after that, almost, it feels like.
Yeah.
Sudden street performance on the spot. And all of a sudden we're like, "Oh, I guess Nina she's just born to be a singer, right?" Because she's just unfathomably good right away, right? But Nina's going to school in Tokyo, right? But then Momoka's like, "Oh, we should start a band. Invites also one of her friends, Subaru, right? I got that name.
You got that one.
And Nina doesn't like Subaru
nice girl.
at first.
She's a nice girl, though.
She was a nice girl. Nina's just kind of a bitch sometimes, not gonna be honest.
Subaru gave her a lamp.
That's right, and she broke it. She smashed that thing to bits. But there's definitely some trauma bits shit going on with like her past with her family and her school situation. Sure. And so it feels a lot like she's not actually a bitch, but she doesn't know like how to control her or how to handle her trauma, I guess you would say, right?
Bipolar.
Sort of. What was it? Then after that,
they cry together. They start to form the band.
The band Girls Cry.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. How did Nina and Subaru end up making up? Nina like met Subaru at her school, like at Subaru's school, but I forget why.
Yeah, because Subaru forgot her phone.
And she's just returning it.
And then they went to dinner together, and then they got in an argument, and then kind of like made up.
Yeah. Is that episode 3? Oh,
then the very beginning of episode 3.
They have then they end up well, Nina writes a song for them, right? And they sign up
composes an entire song, yeah.
Yeah. Nina's just magically musically gifted. Like magically, for real.
Musically gifted.
He's magically musically masterful kid, if we want to go for the full alliteration.
Eminem.
Cause yeah, she like, cause even Momoka's like, oh, I showed you this app yesterday, and like, damn, you're making good music, right? Because she uses like this app to make to compose it.
The composition, yeah.
And what is it? Nina straight up is like, she doesn't have any like musical experience, right? She says that.
None. Yeah, none.
Oh my
Never
God.
touched an instrument in her life.
She does say she did this shit.
She does say she did a lot of research, but at the same time,
in a day.
I think at some point they say she's had the app for a couple weeks. Even that's still not like believable.
Even so, what was I gonna say? Oh, there was something about Momoka I was about to say. Her like one of her responses to Nina. But the train left the station already.
That's fair enough. How does episode 3 end, Tanner?
It ends with their performance. Is that correct?
Their first performance.
Their first real performance.
They got Subaru on drums, Nina, lead vocalist, Momoka on guitar, and that's it.
That's it. That's I'd say a pretty thorough synopsis of what happens.
Pretty thorough synopsis, yeah.
And let's just say, this show or this anime, it's CG, right, Kevin?
Oh, it's entirely CG,
except for the opening.
Yeah, which is
because wild. 2D animation opening, CG anime, sure. Tell me why, Kevin. I am completely unbothered by the CG. It's not bad at all.
I can tell you exactly why. I can tell you exactly why, and I've been holding off. It's because it looks exactly like a Honkai cutscene.
Yeah, it's
that smooth. Yeah,
no,
it is so smooth, and is without
if you're talking about the quality, I guess, sure.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the quality. Yeah, I was just saying it looks exactly like a Honkai cutscene, except for, of course, the characters aren't Chinese inspired.
Mm.
I do gotta
I mean, like
agree with Kate.
the way they act, the way that they move, it's very fluid, and I could easily see that being a video game cutscene, a Honkai cutscene. I mean, yeah.
What they do well, and what I've noticed from recent anime that are entirely CG, that are well animated as CG, is that they keep the energy of classic anime like styling. So like really like extra expressions, the like cuts to like different like weirdly sort of like stylized faces and things like that. And so it doesn't feel like it's not anime, in my opinion.
I think you're onto something. I think there's an addition of like naturalistic body movements of like when people talk, they're not always just standing still, which we've come to accept in anime because there's that wall between like this is not realistic enough for me to like be bothered by the stiffness all the time, right? But in CG anime, when they're stiff, you're just like, why is this guy fucking just standing there? He's been talking for 3 minutes, not a single hand gesture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that helps a lot. Kate, it's funny you say Honkai because everyone I would describe this to, I said it's the evolution of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Rooster Teeth's Ruby anime that was also entirely CG.
I never watched it, and that's the only reason why I didn't say Ruby. I know Ruby's CG, but I didn't want to say anything because I haven't watched it. So
the difference though is Ruby is mocap CG, so it's real actors.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, and I watched Ruby like years ago when it first came out, but I didn't continue watching it after like season 1. But I've seen, clips here and there of the more recent seasons. And I'm personally not that big of a fan of their animation style. And I think it's because it does lack that energy that you're used to seeing with the anime visual theme.
I think it's definitely a part of it. I think even with the mocap, it just seems so stiff. I didn't even consider mocap as like a possibility. It was kind of weird. They do some interesting things in this anime. I mean, nothing that you couldn't do only in CG necessarily, but there's like a bridge scene with the cars like going by where you have like the red lights on one side, white lights on the other. It's like really, really pretty to look at. You have like some camera angles that are super interesting. You have like the POV from like the jack where you would jack in the guitar as Momoka's jacking it in. You're just seeing like the POV there. I thought that was a cool like little camera play there, and they do a bunch of those types of things throughout the 3 episodes.
Yeah, what scene are you thinking of specifically for that one? I'm just curious.
They're in the rehearsal studio.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the 3rd episode.
Because it's funny you mentioned that, because something that I noticed that I felt weird was, so when Nina like runs after Momoka, as she's like has left, right? And then all of a sudden they have their like impromptu street performance, takes over this band's spot, right? Also, the band is weirdly down with it, right? The band's like, we can't interrupt emotional catharsis. They were on our turf yesterday, but they were bitches then. Now they're bitches of learning something emotionally. We have to support. Right. But bringing it back to what I was really trying to get towards is, so, Nina hands Momoka her guitar back, right? All of a sudden, Momoka, or not all of a sudden, they talk, and then, Momoka strums the guitar, and it's jacked in, and it's like, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's weird. What? Electric guitars Well, I never saw it happen. So
no, it didn't happen.
Or there was no hint of her even doing that, right? They didn't. No. There's no anything. And so all of a sudden, I'm like, that's not how electric guitars work, right?
She had to sneak in, jack it in, and then sneak back out, and then approach and take the guitar in order for that to work. That's the only possibility.
Yeah, because it goes wide afterwards, and you see she's plugged into an amp, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker had a spare fucking instrument cable just in her pocket or something.
Yeah. Also, the band has multiple amps.
Well, I'll let that slide because some amps have multiple inputs, have like 2 instrument inputs.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know enough about this stuff.
But, yeah, I was super thrown off when all of a sudden this electric guitar is making electric guitar sounds out of nowhere.
I actually want to talk about this real quick. One thing that did bother me, because the music is I think it's good. I think you could call it good. I like the voice. I like the music as a whole. It's very angsty Japanese rock. I need more of that in my life. The problem for me is that sometimes you'll listen to the song and you're like, there's a piano in the instrumental, and there's no piano like person on the stage. Like that was true for the third song, or for the third episode during the performance and the first performance. And then there'll be like a very clear bass line during the first performance. And that would make sense because I think the punk lady who they flip off and they steal the performance there, she has a bass guitar, I'm pretty sure they established at some point. But I'm hearing a bass line and she's like not strumming at all. I'm like, okay. So the music is not matching the visual.
All the time. Backing track. Bands will do that to make their stuff sound fuller.
They're not a band.
To be fair, they did already say that they used layering.
In like the first one.
In the first performance, they're not a band. Why would they have a fucking track ready?
Oh, I see.
That's fair. That's a
third episode. Fine. Third episode is fine. I can live with it. It still hurts me. I want the visual to match the audio, but I can live with that. The first episode is like a blatant. It's blatant.
Okay.
And I think during the rehearsal there was a little piano as well, but I could be misremembering. Anyways, so the reason why I bring this up is because one of my favorite anime, White Album 2, they have one song that they play, but there's like 4 different versions of it where there's like just a singer and then singer guitar and then singer guitar piano and then singer guitar piano drums. And it's like nice to hear like the different versions of this one song as it evolves and they build on it. I'm like, there was an opportunity here I feel like lost, right? Where you have the band not whole and they're feeling like they're missing something, and then like we as an audience can be like, oh, there's something missing. Yeah, they're right. They're looking for something to fill the hole. But the hole's already filled. So when they haven't filled the hole with the band members yet in episode 3, but obviously they will. But will it feel like a filled hole? Will the donut be complete? I'm already eating a fucking jelly-filled donut. I'm not missing anything. You know what I mean? Like, It bothers me a little bit. Actually, it bothers me a lot. It does bother me a lot. I think it's a missed opportunity personally from a narrative perspective and from like just a audio appreciation.
I feel like, that's fair. They could have done it maybe in a more similar way to like the Jellyfish, where like they just.
Oh, that's a great example from this season.
Happen upon everything, like all the people they need, right? But they introduce like, oh, we need this, and then lo and behold, it shows up. But the problem is addressed, right?
I got my music rant out of the way. What did you? What do you think about Nina and her potential assault charges?
On who?
How does she get the lamp smashed?
Oh, she just fucking swinging that bitch around. That's right. What was it? She was just like yelling in the streets, right? Guy comes out and he's like, "Be quiet," and she's like, "You shut up!" Starts swinging that thing.
Final episode's gonna come along and it's just gonna be her getting arrested like halfway through the concert.
For real. But like, actually, though, okay. So I think, how do you guys feel about Nina?
Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
She's definitely she's like, "I'm done with this," right? And then she comes back. It's like, come on, stick with it.
Like,
it's a combination of stubbornness and wishy-washiness, and
she's throwing tantrums. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it gets to the point where even like Momoka's like, look, just do nothing. She'll come back. The song and dance, we've done it. I feel bad for Subaru, if anyone, because like she's just like trying to be a good girl, and Nina's just being the worst constantly. And they go into her backstory, and yeah, she has some trauma from school. She dropped out of high school due to bullying. Or she denies it's due to the bullying, but it just obviously affected her. She doesn't have the greatest relationship at home. She has tons of those moments where there's like this Legend of Zelda blight effect that happens, where like these red and black kind of string energy things kind of come out for her when she's like mad.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's like when her trauma has been triggered, right?
Yeah. And it's a cool effect, but 90% of the time in this show, she is throwing a tantrum or crying or like super exaggeratively anxious. And I feel like if she was just a little toned down, those moments where her angst is represented through I'm just gonna call it the blight. I have no other words for it.
The blight.
When it's when the blight comes out, it would be like a cooler, doper moment if she wasn't just like 2 seconds ago also in kind of a very similar mind state. You know, it's like, when you're always mad, are you really that mad? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, her character is a little annoying. I agree with that sentiment. How do you guys feel about the pace of the plot?
It's fine. I don't necessarily see like anything totally wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've already introduced a third main character, a third person in the band. I could easily imagine them adding a fourth either next episode or the episode after, because they've already wrapped up Nina and Subaru's little friendship
thingy. Yeah. Well, if you remember during the third episode, they give Momoka, I think, gives the fast food workers her card, and she's like, "Oh, should we?"
Oh, right, yeah.
Should we tell them about our project? And she's like, "Let's go to the show first and see what's up."
Right.
And those are the girls. Spoiler alert: those are the girls from the thumbnail that are also in the band, so they're gonna join the band.
I was in a band.
What?
No.
You were in a band, Tan?
I was not.
Yeah, why don't you tell us? I didn't know we had a fucking rock star on here. What meme?
The meme.
I've never heard of this meme.
It's the Inside Out meme.
Inside Out meme?
The dad. He's like, I was in a band. And then the format is it cuts into his head and it's just like, some random clip. or something similar.
Huh?
I don't remember this.
Look up. I was in a band.
No clue.
Meme.
You know what? I just looked it up and I got pictures of Howard Stern. I'm not sure what.
What are you talking? I was in a band. Meme quote.
Oh,
Search.
song by Digital Garden. That's what you must be referring to.
Yes. There you. Thank you, Kevin. Finally, someone gets it.
Shout out to Digital Garden, a group I've never heard of. Not to be confused with Soundgarden, a group everyone's heard of, I'm sure. I'm really torn with this show as a whole, boys. Help me out here.
I'm not.
On the one hand, I actually really like this animation. It's really nice. I won't go so far as to say it's the best CG I've ever seen or anything of that, like grand, but it's really good. And I think the studio's doing a lot of interesting things with it, which I really appreciate.
I'm gonna say one word, and it's gonna change your perspective.
Do it.
Cat. The fucking cat, dude. So fucking uncanny. Every time that thing came on the screen, it made me just like shudder. Like, what the fuck is this abomination?
Oh my god.
Maybe it's because I don't see enough cats, but it glossed over me. I saw Cat. She's in Momoka's thing in her apartment, but I took it in stride, I guess.
There were other things to be fair too. There are definitely more than a few uncanny things that pop up on the screen that really grab your attention. And like, that's a little fucking weird, but okay. However, that isn't like a big issue. I mean, like it's
you're
weird,
gonna see that in most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was willing to give that a pass. Sorry, that you know, the whole weird
thing, that aspect. Yeah.
However, I don't want to watch more. I had fun with the 3 episodes that I watched. But ultimately, like, I don't know. I don't have really much of a desire to keep watching. And I think that's just because, like, I'm not 100% like invested in the song, and there's not really going to be many other songs that are going to come into the anime, I'm assuming, because most music anime only have 1 or 2 or 3 even. You know, 3 is asking for a lot, but you know, just listen to the same songs over and over and over again. That it gets
not including the intro. Yeah, it's true. K-On! Has one song in 2 seasons.
Creepy Killmate, dude. Like, even that really got on my nerves.
Yeah, true,
like,
true,
you know?
true. Yeah, I will say they do already in 3 episodes. They do have 2 separate songs, not including the intro and the outro, obviously. Which the intro's awesome, by the way. I would just like to point out, like, I like that intro quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. The intro is good.
Tanner, what are your opinions? What how do you feel
about it? Is it rating about overall?
What is your opinion?
My opinion?
Yeah,
I was pleasantly surprised because I feel like
I agree. I agree.
Going into it and sort of getting the feel from it at first, I definitely was like, okay, this could be very hit or miss, right? You know, the animation's fine. I did, you know, I could pretty much tell, like, from the first 5 minutes that, like, okay, the animation's not gonna, like, be a negative point necessarily for me, right?
Great start. It's a great start.
And then when they had, like, the one song, the first one, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good music. I'm down for this, right? Yeah, there are some bits here and there that are weird. Okay, the cat is weird. I'll give you that. Luckily, the cat's not in it very much. But, like, you know, small gripes like that aside, I would continue to watch it. I would be curious to see where it goes. I want to hear more of the music that gets made because I like the vibe of the music so far. I like the characters. Nina is a little abrasive, but
a little.
I want to see where it goes. I like the other characters enough. Momoka I like as a character. I like her like kind of like just fuck it attitude, right? Subaru, she hasn't been in it a whole lot, but like, she's not annoying or anything like that, right? Overall, I would continue to watch.
Man, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am on both of your sides, like literally split down the middle. I'm gonna be honest. I fucking hate. Oh, I don't want to say hate.
You really, really don't like
Nina's
Nina?
portrayal is just it's so much. It's like I understand that they're trying to go the route of like, oh, the best rock comes from a place of like angst and anger. We got to channel it, right? The problem is that Nina is so hard to root for. I don't know if I want her to succeed.
Rooting for her necessarily in the show, right?
Yeah, you say that. She is kind of the
main character, though.
Is the main character. You can't avoid it.
On the other hand is I think this animation style and the studio behind it has some real potential. And I think they've shown these flashes of like, almost I almost want to use the word brilliance, but maybe that might be a step too far. But it's in that realm. It's in the Venn diagram of positive words to say near brilliance, right? And I just I'm really fucking torn. On the one hand, nice to look at, fun, and the music's pretty good. On the other hand, we've got the female reincarnation of Kanye West just fucking going hard.
Yeah, seriously.
Mixed in with just a little. Fucking. I'm trying to think of someone with some really bad roid rage. So just a little OJ, maybe. I don't know.
OJ. Oh my god.
Shout outs to a 2-time Heisman winner, OJ Simpson, everyone. Damn. And that's all he's known for.
That's right. Nothing else.
Oh, and something about his like glove, his helmet not fitting, right? Yeah. His football helmet was too small.
That's right. If the helmet don't fit,
you must quit the game and resize your helmet. It's the whole phrase, obviously. Yes.
Thanks, Kevin. Took the words right.
Look. I hate to do, man. I hate to make the bitch move because I'm about to make the bitch move. I rescind my vote. I cannot vote. I can't do it. I think I am personally going to continue watching out of curiosity, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm hoping Nina mellows out so bad. And I think it's the only thing that'll stop me from dropping the show 7 or 8 episodes in. Because the animation can only go so far in terms of like keeping me engaged and wanting to watch more. I think that's where I have to leave it. I gotta just recuse myself.
Do you want to do the thing that we've done in the past where we kind of just, if we watch it, we watch it, and if we don't, we don't?
I think this is a good one to leave in the air. And I am going to try to watch more, but I will not promise all 12. I cannot do it. hate Nina that much.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So I think that's a good place to leave it. It sounds like we may have more discussion later. Tanner, I'll keep you in the loop if you want to discuss it in the end of season, and I ended up watching it all the way. Oh, here's the other thing I'll say. Not having an official translation's rough. The site I was using,
tell me about
the site I was using was so bad with the translation. It's not usually that bad. Well, I'm not saying I watched it here, but a friend of mine
find it.
A friend of mine said he used Go Anime.
Oh, that's weird because my friend said he used 9 anime.
Interesting. And you know what? I've never had that big of an issue. I mean, sometimes I'm sorry, my friend has never had that big of an issue with the site, but he says like, oh, every once in a while a translation you'll hear something, it's like you don't even know Japanese, but like it's off. It's like way fucking off.
Absolutely. There was many times where the subtitles would say something that A, doesn't make sense in context. And then B, knowing, even just the amount of Japanese that I know is like, that's not what they said. Like I get the general like I could give you like, oh, this is basically what they said. Not like a real translation, but it's not whatever came up on the screen.
Right. No, there are some translations that I literally said. I had to like go back and read because I was like, that doesn't, the context is they're walking. Why does it say drive? Why does it say drive?
Was that one specific?
That was one of one. That was one that stuck in my craw. I'm like, what? They're whatever. Yeah. So I wish there was a bit of an official release so I could actually, enjoy the show's context. A lot of it I'm just kind of picking apart from what I think are context clues, but may not be.
Yeah, I was lucky that for most of the weird translations, I was able to like, okay, I basically know what they said for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone who like, or someone who was not able to do that, or who would not be able to do that, I could see it being like you're watching and all of a sudden you're just like, huh? And then it was not uncommon, that's for sure.
You know what? This is a good conversation to have. When I'm on Crunchyroll, even, and sometimes the spoken word is like arigato, and then the subtitles will say, "Thank you so very much, Lord Master," Demon Sama. It's like, whoa, hey, I'm no linguist here, but I don't think that's what arigato means.
I will say, in Japanese, there is
but
a lot
that's implied. It's implied
implication. Yeah, it's like
that's fucking.
I'm being serious. Like,
no, I know you're being serious.
Use a short phrase, but in the context of everything that's been said, it means more than that.
Look, I get that. All right. But my example's a real example. I don't think that falls under that category.
Sure. Yes, there was ones. Even with literally Archdemon, what we just talked about. There was one where it was like they embellished a bit on that.
Now, I watched the dub, so I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
Dub's not that bad. It's not that bad. Not that great, but it's not that bad. Boys, we have had a weird mid-season review. So I think it might be the first time we have only 2 shows. We usually go over rather than under. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And so, as a summary, Archdemon, we failed. Girls band Cry, Kevin made a bitch move because he can't decide. And some of us may talk about it on the end of season review. And that'll be that.
That will.
How long have we been recording so far, boys? It's been let's see. We started at 6:32. It's been about an hour. How are we feeling?
Well, you already know I'm not feeling the best. But if we do one round of 10 questions, I don't think I'd be upset.
Perfect.
But only one round.
Perfect. Only one round. We only need one round. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar, 10 questions. One of us will be the question master. The other two will have a combined 10 questions to discern the anime that the question master has in mind. Now, I think it would be interesting, boys, to not use the My Anime List rankings.
That would be preferred because it takes us so much longer if we try to search through it.
It's true. It's true. So I'm going to try my damnedest to stick to anime that I know you two have watched, and we will have is the show in the top 100, the show in the top 500, the show in the top 2,000, Angel? Is it? No, wasn't even that.
Someone's a little salty.
I re-listened to that episode, and the fury was reignited greatly. So go ahead and start off, boys. I got my anime already locked up, loaded, cocked in the chamber. I said that really weird. Cocked. Past tense. I'm not declaring anything is in the chamber. Phallically speaking.
Of course, Kevin.
All right, question master's ready. Let's get the questions from the boys.
Is it a shonen?
Yeah. I think. Mal says
I feel like you can pull it up.
Not.
You can pull it up on Mal. Okay. It is not.
No, yeah. I'm going to pull it up on Mal. I'm not going off the top of my head. Are you kidding me?
Oh man.
It is not in the Mal description, which is actually I find odd personally, but hey, Mal knows better than me, I guess.
Okay. Not a shonen, but Kevin thought
Not
it might have been
a shonen. Mm-hmm.
Is it a fantasy story?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a shonen and fantasy.
Sorry, I'm gonna type these out because I remember last time we.
That's very helpful.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the main character a girl?
No.
Oh. Okay. Not a shonen. Main character is a guy. Fantasy. I'm forgetting the strategy of this now.
Can't rely on your rankings no more.
I feel like the rankings wasn't even hardly part of it. It was just a way to break down Angel's wild ass picking.
True enough. True enough.
Have we covered it on any anime podcasts, or was it one of the other ones?
We have never talked about it in terms of ranking on the podcast.
Ranking.
Not a mid-season review, not an end-of-season review.
Interesting. There's a very interesting stipulation there, Cade.
I know.
Which to me means we could have talked about it. And
We've probably talked about it. Yeah.
Watched the 3 and said, nah, right?
No, that's not it. I would include that.
Okay. Never mind then. Interesting. Shows that we know. Not a shonen. Fantasy. He is a dude. Would you consider this show dark?
Oh, definitely not.
Definitely not.
A lighthearted show. The boy main character in a fantasy land. I don't see how it could not be a shonen. It's got to be like something. Man,
A lot to think about.
Not a shonen.
is romance one of the tags for this show?
Off the top of my head, no. Let me check real quick. And no.
Okay.
No, and no. And not dark.
Fuck, dude. I don't. There's like a very limited selection of stuff that I've watched
Seriously, everything
that we haven't reviewed.
everything I can think of that fits everything else is negated by my would you consider the show dark? Because usually that's the shonen breaker, right? Like it breaks it out of show.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was thinking, okay, romance is a good one to break out of the shonen as well. No romance either. So
for our audience and for our questionnaires, we are at 6 questions.
Oh, so interesting.
And as far as you know, all 3 of us have watched this.
Oh, all 3 of us have absolutely watched this.
Fuck.
I'd extend it to Angel as well.
We are at 6 questions.
We are at 6 questions. You got 4 more, and then you have to give me your answers.
Comedy? Question mark.
Yes, it is tagged comedy.
Dude, fuck.
And it's going through all the comedy shows on my anime list right now.
I have a good guess already, actually.
Narrow it down, Tanner.
Narrow it down. You want me to spill the beans, Cade?
No. Like just.
Are we playing for points? Are we playing for points?
Ask a question. Ask a question that's gonna, make it more clear.
Does this show involve adventuring with a party?
Yes. I mean, it is a fantasy show. It'd be weird if just some dude walking alone, and a comedy.
To be like your classic adventurer's fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
For the love of me, dude, I cannot think of what this would be. I swear, if it turns out like I have not watched this.
Oh, you've absolutely watched this.
The shortness in Kevin's voice is actually what started to point me towards this show to begin with.
Is the shonen? Is that where I'm getting lost in it, Tanner?
Yeah, I think it is throwing you off.
Too hard about the shonen, not shonen.
I think it is throwing you off.
Okay.
Because if it's what I'm thinking of, you will get stuck by trying to break out of shonen in like brain shonen,
Yeah. But something that we've all watched.
100%.
It's a fantasy male main character. It's a comedy.
You guys got 2 more questions.
No romance. Adventuring with a party. Right? And the real thing that tipped me off.
Oh,
not a
like
show
Sherlock Holmes
here.
I'm imagining you with the.
You're the only one who's got an idea right now, dude.
I'm trying to give you a chance to throw some questions.
No, dude, I can't. I know, I don't want to waste questions. If you got questions, if there's anything you can ask that'll narrow it down.
Or
text me what you're thinking.
I'm trying to Sure, I'll message
Trying to
you what
word
I'm
it.
thinking. I'm trying to think of like a good follow-up question to like really seal the deal, right?
Yeah.
Do the characters wear shoes?
What's a
I believe in you, boys.
would you call would you call the main character horny?
Yeah, he's pretty horny.
Sexually inclined.
I'm gonna say the horny's good.
It's gotta. I thought it would be a funny question to ask.
You do have one more question if you don't want to say your guess.
What do you think, Kate?
Is it
I thought you
a
were gonna ask me.
4-person party consisting of 1 guy and 3 girls?
One guy, 3 girls. Yes.
It's gotta be, right? Right, Kate? It's gotta be.
I can't think of anything else, dude. I really
It's gotta
can't.
be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's Konosuba, Kevin. It's Konosuba.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah,
It's Konosuba.
Oh my god.
There's no way, dude. That is crazy. That doesn't have
I am
shonen in the.
surprised. I was confident too when you first asked it. I'm like, wait, I gotta make sure. Your mouth's weird sometimes.
Yeah. Oh wow. It pieced together slowly for me, but once it did, it couldn't be anything else. You know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It's funny because I had actually kind of blocked it out of my head because I was considering doing that, but then I was like, nah. So like I don't know. My
definitely
brain
shonen, right?
completely, huh?
I feel like you would think Konosuba's a shonen, like almost assuredly.
No. I was considering doing Konosuba for mine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh,
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Nice.
That is good. All right. Kate, why don't you go ahead, get us going?
I gotta find something else.
You gotta find something else. All right, Tanner, you have one lined up?
I do actually.
All right, fuck it. Let's do it. Angel, Kate can look in the meantime. All right, so we got to start from ground zero.
That's right.
Tanner, did this anime come out after the year 2010?
Well, I'm fairly certain. Yes. I was like, I think I can answer that without looking, but double check.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Not a classic. It's not Full Metal Alchemist. His favorite anime.
Full Metal Alchemist.
There's a show it's Archdemon. I felt like the title transitions were very Full Metal.
Yes.
It has to do with the magic circles and stuff, but I was like, oh shit, I'm getting some nostalgia almost.
The girls band cry as well, just because it says the name of the show in the transition like scenes, the commercial breaks.
Look, they don't have the guy saying the name of the show in the middle, so it doesn't.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Girls
You're not wrong.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full
Metal
Alchemist.
Just imagine an Archdemon's dilemma. The how to love your elf bride. Just saying that every fucking time in between fucking. Anyways.
All right. So after 2010, have we reviewed this one, Tanner?
I don't know if Tanner's gonna have intimate knowledge of what we have and haven't reviewed before last year.
I've been on the
Which is why it will need.
No.
Okay. So I think we can pretty safely say not newer than 2023.
I'm gonna say this.
Well, in my head, that says not reviewed after 2023.
I feel like he would know though that like, hey, this is this was in the like a big anime of this season. You guys were definitely
we did take a break.
A podcast.
But we did take a long
That is fair.
break.
We took a year off. Yeah.
When did you start the first podcast.
2020.
Oh God, was it really 2020?
And we weren't even full anime
holy
podcast
shit.
back then. We were a mixed media
An
podcast.
edit has been made.
Not reviewed. All right, cool. So it's between 2020 and
Not reviewed
2020,
at all.
2010, 2010. Fuck, dude. You want to start getting into genres?
Yeah, I guess we'll do the shonen. Is it a shonen?
Not listed as a shonen.
Interesting. Okay. Is romance a tag?
No.
Not shonen, not romance. So it may be a slice of life. Does this show take place in modern day Japan?
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, question, Tanner. Would you consider Tokyo Revengers? This is not a question for the group. I'm just saying for the thing. Would you consider Tokyo Revengers to be in the modern Japanese era?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Just making sure we got we're on the same consensus of a timeline.
Okay.
Okay, he considers the 90s modern. Explains his fashion choices.
What does that mean?
No, nothing. It means nothing. It's an insult directed at you, but not really.
But not really.
Okay. Probably a slice of life. I don't even want to ask the question because it's not worth. Statistically speaking, it is a slice of
Well,
life.
it's not listed as a shonen though.
That's fine. You
Doesn't
can be
mean it's not a shonen.
Yeah.
We should clarify a little bit more. Is action a tag?
No.
Okay, then it's definitely not a shonen.
Definitely. Well, I mean, we knew it wasn't shonen.
No. He said shonen wasn't it wasn't listed.
Wasn't a tag. Okay, got you.
Yeah, it could have been like the same as yours, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
But now that I think about it, Konosuba has so much ecchi in it. Like, probably shouldn't be a shonen. I guess that's probably correct. Now that I'm really thinking about it.
you think so?
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it now. I'm like, there's too much horny.
Up the Japanese laws. You guys are at 6 questions so far.
This is a tough one. I'm thinking probably a skill / sport is involved.
The main character, a guy.
No.
Okay.
Now I am very, very convinced it's a slice of life now.
Yeah, most likely not a sports one.
2, 4, 6. I mean, you can say that. There are.
I said most likely. Most likely.
Nah, I don't know if
Kevin and I did watch Hanebado.
You did. Well, we watched an episode. Did not like it. I did not like it.
I didn't really either.
And this is something that we both watched.
It's highly likely that you've watched it. I can't confirm. I know Kevin has for sure, but I can't say for sure about you, Cade.
Okay.
Interesting. Emails.
I'm gonna let you take the. Actually, Kevin, send me a message of what you're thinking.
I was gonna say
right now.
I'm not counting that as a question, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
Of course not. After 2010 and before 2020, we've basically narrowed it down to a modern day slice of life with a female main character. how many anime really could it be? I am going to ask a question.
Yes. What is your question?
Female main character. Okay. I got this. Man. Is the fuck? I feel like I don't want to waste it on like the main character's age. What are we? 7 questions in?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Are the main characters less than 18 years old?
No.
Ooh.
We got adults. That both narrows it down greatly and throws me way the fuck off.
Yeah. I was literally in the middle of typing some suggestions to you, Kevin, and I immediately erased it as soon as I heard.
And you're like, all of these are not good anymore.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
This
one's hard.
It's hard. This is hard.
I'm honestly, I might not have even watched this one.
It's potentially true. Adults. I have like a bubble of like, you know what I mean, like a distant bubble of an anime. I'm like, it's kind of coming to mind, but it can't really like at full form it, you know. Modern day Japan. Adults. College? How many anime take place at if not college. Okay, so immediately I thought of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And looking at the tags, action's not in there.
That is true, yeah.
It's not a romance. It is in modern Japan. The MC is female. It is between 2010 and 2020. All right, Tanner, for a clarification, because I know why you typed it. Is no action tag just negating the tag, or are you saying there is no action whatsoever?
It depends on what your question was.
I think he asked if there an action tag.
And the answer is there is no action tag.
Okay, that you directly negated the question. That doesn't necessarily mean there is no action. Who's Kobayashi's Dragon Maid does have a little bit of action, but I'm not surprised it doesn't have the action tab. Okay. There's an easy way to do this. You ready, Cade?
Yeah.
Are there fantasy elements in your show, Tanner?
Yes, there are, Kevin.
I think you've nailed it. I can hear it in his voice. I think you've nailed it.
You say that? Or he could be really excited because it happens to be very similar to Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Okay. He's either he has glee or he's disappointed that he's been found out before the 10th question. Okay, we have one last question, Cade. Is there any way you wanna? Yes. Ask
okay,
it.
Here. I'm gonna type it out real quick.
Nah, fuck you. Just say it.
Oh, say it.
Just
Is comedy the main focus of this anime?
Comedy?
Yes.
To a degree, I would say it is.
Is it the main focus? No, is it the main focus? Like, are they trying to go for like this whole plot thing, or is it like it's just it jokes after jokes after jokes?
It's more on the side of jokes than plot.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna say mine. If it's not that, Cade, you gotta get a Hail Mary out of here, okay?
We still got one more question.
No, that was it.
That was it.
That
Oh,
was
so
the
we're
10th
stopping
question.
at 9?
That was 10.
No. That was number
10?
10.
That was
Oh, we
Fantasy is
didn't have it.
9.
We didn't have it. I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead. Launch.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Tanner.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Let's go. 2 for 2, boys.
You know, halfway through, I thought you guys might not narrow it down, to be honest.
It's funny because fantasy and modern Japan are almost when you say modern Japan, you almost immediately take out the fantasy elements.
Yeah.
But once we reestablished that, it was like, okay, we're good. And the adults, the fact that they're adults, that really does also narrow. Unfortunately, that does narrow it down to very few anime that we have seen.
Name of the game, right? Kid, have you seen it? Have you seen Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid?
I have not seen it all the way through.
All the way through. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces.
I watched part of season 2 because I had not finished it with Claudia. I watched part of it the other day. I'm like, you know what? I don't know why I dropped it.
Okay, I watched it after everything had come out, right? And good all the way through.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. A lot of physics at play.
Bro, freaking Quetzalcoatl.
Oh my word! Just her and Short Stack in season 2.
Oh yeah.
It's so much. It's too much.
A lot. Yeah, you know the when she breathes in for the dragon's breath.
Yeah,
like a weather balloon, man.
Right. Like a fucking Russian weather balloon sneaking onto American shores.
Chinese weather balloons, Kevin.
My bad. That's on me. I'm not current enough. All right, Cade, you're the only one left with a question master pass.
Let's do it.
Hit us with it. Oh, I guess we got to hit you with it.
Yeah, you got to hit me with it.
But you
Tanner, you know what? Let's go. Let's alternate questions. Let's fucking just one after another.
Okay.
Cade, you better keep up. These are gonna be rapid fire.
All right.
Oh no. Am I starting? Are you starting? Who's starting?
You start.
Me. As this seems to be a good denominator of shows that eliminate a large category. Is it a shonen?
Let me check real quick. No.
Okay.
Is the main character the worst? Let me rephrase that. Is the main character a bitch?
No.
It's a cool main character. Interesting. Oh. Seeing it typed out is better. It's so good. To the best,
Okay.
This is not a question, Cade. But to your best of your knowledge, is this a show me and Tanner have watched? Really thinking about it.
Tanner, no. Pretty sure you have, Kevin.
All right. I'm Kevin's helper here. All right, let's go.
God damn it! All right, rapid fire then, Tanner. Rapid fire. Put me in a hole.
Put you in a hole. All right.
Put me in a hole.
Not a show, not a bitch. Fantasy ?
No.
A lot of thinking. It's a lot of thinking.
I did have to think about it for a second. I'm not going to lie.
Could be a show with fantastical-ish elements, or maybe explained more through science, or through
That's right,
some
Kevin.
sort
You
of
got the show. It's
power leveling of some
Proving
sort.
Love Through Science. That show.
That's the one.
Imagine.
Is the main character a male main character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
We've narrowed it down to 90% of shows.
We have. We really have. All right. It's a guy. I'd like to think you're at the hospital, your wife has given birth. The doctor's like, hey, it's a guy.
Hey, bitch,
Doc,
you got a guy. Let's go.
I'm really hoping for a sweet young lad. It's a guy. It's a guy.
All right.
Interesting.
No shonen, not bish, no fantasy. Guy.
I was kind of thinking Dr. Stone, but I feel like that's obviously not a fantasy.
A shonen?
Oh, you're right. It is not a shonen. You're absolutely right.
Or
It is a shonen. I mean, yeah. I got confused by your word. I'm trying to think of non-fantastical anime, but it is somewhat fantastical.
Oh gosh.
I would have.
Does this take place in modern Japan?
No.
No.
Not a fantasy. It doesn't take place in modern Japan, which means
that's an interesting one. Historical, perhaps.
Historical. I'm thinking historical. I'm thinking Rurouni Kenshin's huge on here. Is it a show we've reviewed, Kate?
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Wait. Yes, we have. Which actually, yeah, that makes sense because that means you have to have watched it.
Yeah, it means I have to have watched it. Okay. Now here's the thing. Here is the thing. There are other historical shows besides Rurouni Kenshin that I can think of that we have reviewed. So we're gonna say
he reviewed it.
Oh wait, no, it's your question, Tanner.
That's a great to know. We reviewed it. Is it Rurouni? No, I'm joking.
Damn it, Tanner. It's magic.
Does it take place in Japan?
No.
Well, it does narrow it down a little bit.
It eliminates your best guess, which is actually
it does eliminate
Kevin.
It is a good
mine's
thing.
not going to be stuck on it.
It's true. Okay. So immediately, Moriarty the Patriot kind of comes to mind, but it's strange that he would struggle to answer not a fantasy if it was Moriarty. Not a shonen. Is Vanitas a shonen? It has to be, right? It has to be. It is. Also, vampires are pretty fantastical. Yeah. That makes sense. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 non-Japan. Oh, does this show take place in jolly old England?
Yes.
I'm feeling pretty good about my guess right now.
Oh man,
Tanner, if you may.
Yeah. Okay. Let me familiarize myself with this show. You're
fucking England, mate.
Nice.
That's good. I mean, grow up, eh?
Right, this is a stick up. Drop all your trinkets or you're gonna get it.
It's Tuesday, isn't it? Fucking hell. And just like that, we've lost an entire demographic that will never come back. England, we love you.
That's right.
And if it makes you feel better, I'm Mexican. I can't speak for these two, but I'm Mexican. So, like, no bad blood between us.
I'd happen to believe that I'm not Mexican.
If anything, Tanner might still be holding a grudge for the whole, port thing, if you know what I'm saying.
All right.
The British port thing. No, nothing. All right.
I don't know exactly actually what you're getting at with that.
Watch a Bill Wurst video for once.
I have. The entire history of the world, the history of Japan, they're all great. It's been too long, though.
A piece of garbage.
All right. Let's just, we're just gonna play into Kevin's guess here. Cade, is this show rated 17 plus?
That's a good question.
That is a really good question. Well, is it if it's not a shonen?
Yes, it is.
Well, I guess it is. Now, it would be fucking hilarious.
Watch it be some British romance. Wait!
Tanner.
Kevin! Open up the Moriarty show right now on Mal.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Open it.
Don't say it.
Open it right now.
Don't fucking say it, Tanner. It is a shonen. It's so weird. There's so much death in that show. It doesn't make sense.
Look, it's rated 17 plus, which actually does narrow things down, but because it could have been a shoujo for all we know, right? But it could have been like Victorian England love story, right?
Where does Vinland Saga take place? Oh, but we've reviewed it. And we haven't.
Did you guys not review Vinland?
No, we absolutely did not review Vinland. I think it came out during the break.
2019.
Oh, it came out before we were even a podcast, so
it fits the bill, though, Kevin.
It does fit the bill, but we have not reviewed it, so it cannot be that for sure.
All right. Well, then I lied then, because it was Vinland Saga. I haven't watched it. I could have sworn that.
Oh my gosh!
I remember talking with Junior about it.
What we may have done, like
a post review, because it started it ended in December of December 30th of 2019.
We did have, but we started in 2020. And we weren't even a full anime podcast at that point. So 2021 is like the real inception of us as anime creators.
Yes, so.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
I could have sworn.
Yeah, Tanner's watched it.
What?
I've watched part of it, not all of it.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I also have vague memories of, I think, Junior talking about it. If you remember that when we were finding ourselves, we did a lot of list-based content, and we may have done our favorite, action anime or favorite shonen. It just came out, or I obviously wouldn't be shonen, but
it's even appeared since I've been a part of.
Yeah. It's been in, I think, our Hall of Fame episodes. It's been in, certain other types of it's come up for sure. Yeah,
I wanted to add, because when you guys asked, if both of you watched it, I wanted to add that, I don't think so, but you would definitely know it. We've definitely talked about it, but I didn't want to give it away because I felt like that would have.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kid, if you said it was. If you had said no, it's not Vinland Saga, or had just kept, I would not have known what the fuck else show to think of.
Yeah, it would have been hard. It would have been hard for sure.
Because Kevin's England, and then it's not Moriarty, because Moriarty's labeled as a shonen, right?
Which is dumb and stupid. Because it's rated R for 17 plus. It's literally by definition, by rating, not a shonen.
I thought I was just being goofy with that question, right? And then
I thought you were too.
all of a sudden,
I'm like,
all of a sudden, I was like, wait a second. It's a shonen.
I'm glad you checked the tab because I was like pretty sure it was Moriarty.
Well,
especially after he said I had definitely watched it.
Probably the only reason I looked is because you were like, oh, this is my best guess. And I was like, well, I'm going to see like the context, right? Because I haven't watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I saw it.
Oh, fucking heck. The shonen was
all right, boys, we ready to wrap it up?
Fun it was.
Indeed, it was fun. And yes, Cade, we shall wrap it up with a nice little bow. This has been the Anime Podcast, bringing you mid-season weeks every fucking week until we get through the top 20 of Annie Trends.
Until
for the new
end of
shows.
time.
And next week, boys, we have quite the slate on our hands. We have, sorry, the Annie Trends is being weird.
Right, that's right. We have, well, are you
Spice
not
and
a
Wolf
fan of Cat Girls? Well, I hope you're a fan of Wolf Girls.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Spice and Wolf. And this is one I'm actually personally very excited for in concept. I have not seen any clips. I've not seen any discourse. The many sides of voice... No. The many sides of voice actor radio.
Oh, this one.
And
I thought you were talking about Spice and Wolf.
No. I've watched 2 episodes, so I'm saving the third for probably the day before. I'm trying to keep it as fresh in my mind as possible. And mysterious disappearances. That's the one with the I think the part of the description is busty librarian. If you remember, funny hearing Angel read those words.
Good times.
Good times. So once again, that is Mysterious Disappearances, The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio, and Spice and Wolf, The Merchant Meets Wise Wolf. And Angel will be joining us allegedly next week. Until then, if you found yourself thinking, hey, I could see myself having a beer with those guys, well, you can't yet. I mean, one day we'll tour the country, but not right now.
Not right now. But this is Kevin's address. You're gonna go to
the. Well, it is technically my address. My email address is the closest way you can drink a beer while writing. Yeah, thank you. So go ahead, Tanner. Give them our socials.
Right. Well, of course, we have to start with the email address
as the primary social.
Yes. You don't use your email as your social media. You know, you don't just send out random emails to your friends saying, I just ate a really good burger.
That is what you use email for.
If you wanted to send us a picture of your really good burger, though, you would do so at anyanimepodcast@gmail.com. That's right. anyanimepodcast@gmail.com.
And Tanner, real quick, what kind of emails could people write?
What kind of emails? Well, any comments, questions, concerns, you want to chat with us about what your favorite shows are? You know, maybe one day even we could somehow do a live 20 questions or 10 questions with the audience. I don't know how that would work.
That would be hard.
Kevin to figure out.
Well, don't put that on me.
But it requires you to tell us that you want that. And the greatest way to do that would be on our Twitter account at anyanimepod. That's right, anyanimepod on Twitter.
Damn straight, Tanner. Thank you, as always, for a wonderful closeout with our socials. And speaking of closing out, let's close out with a fucking tradition around these parts. The Any Howl. I'm not gonna lie.
When's the last time you've done it? I want to hear you. I want to hear you scream, baby.
I'm not gonna scream. I have neighbors, but one day, this is gonna be awesome because we're gonna do. I'm just manifesting here for a second. We're gonna do a live show, and when we close out, we're gonna have an audience of people doing a fucking anime howl. It's gonna be fucking cringe as shit. I'm gonna love it.
It'd be great.
But in the meantime, I got you, boys. Let me try to not get Discord to cut me out. Away.
You cut out really badly.
Cut out so bad.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know. You know what? I got you. Ready? I'll try one more time. I'm
do your best All
Might
impression.
All Might. Oh boy. Okay, let me try out. Hi, young Midoriya. Eat this hair. Any away.
I love it.
Perfect. Perfect.
And that scene